Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. Today we are going to make this really easy and simple pumpkin coaster. You can also use this pattern to make other fall decorations, like you can make a pumpkin bunting out of it, or you can use this applique to stitch it to your other crochet projects. So let's get started. So before we get started, I would just like to say that the details related to the yarn use, the hook size, and all the other things required will be in the description of this video. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot, and we're going to chain 17 after that. So chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5, chain 6, chain 7, chain 8, chain 9, and chain 10, chain 11, chain 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Now on the second chain from the hook, we are first going to make a slip stitch. Following this, in the next stitch we'll be making one single crochet, followed by the second single crochet. Followed by this, the next two stitches will be making half double crochets. So this is the first half double crochet, followed by the second half double crochet. Followed by this, we'll be making two double crochets in each of the next two stitches. So the first double crochet, followed by the next double crochet. After that, into the next stitch we'll be making an increase and we'll be making a treble crochet stitch. So the first treble crochet stitch into the next stitch, and as we said, this is going to be an increase, so we'll be making two treble crochet stitches into the same stitch. So make another treble crochet stitch into this same stitch. So following this stitch into the next stitch, we will be again making an increase using a treble crochet. So make two treble crochets into the next stitch. So this is the first treble crochet, and after this make one more treble crochet into the same stitch. Following this, into the next two stitches we'll be making one double crochet in each. So the first double crochet into the next stitch, and the second double crochet into the next stitch. Now into the next two stitches we'll be making two half double crochet. So the first half double crochet, followed by the next half double crochet. After this, we'll be making two single crochets into the next two stitches. So this is the first single crochet, followed by the second single crochet, and into the last stitch we'll be making a slip stitch. So make a slip stitch. So this is the first side of the first round. Now we will work on the second side of the first round. So the second side will be on the opposite side of the chain. So we will start by working into the same stitch that we did the last stitch. So you will make a slip stitch. So this is for side 2, but since we are starting into the same stitch, so we'll start with a slip stitch. So the last stitch will have two slip stitches. So start with a slip stitch, and into the next stitch make one single crochet, and the following this we'll be making one more single crochet into the next stitch. So we made two single crochets into the next two stitches. Now we'll be making two half double crochets into the next two stitches. So we're basically repeating what we did on side 1. We are doing exactly the same thing on side 2 as well. And following this, we'll be making a double crochet, So this is the first double crochet, and after this make the second double crochet into the second stitch. So you will be making the stitches exactly opposite to the same stitch that you did. So a double crochet will have a double crochet on the opposite side, a half double crochet will have a half double crochet on the opposite side. Similarly, now we're making a treble crochet increase, so you'll be making 2 treble crochets in this stitch. So here too, on the other side you will be having 2 treble crochets. So make 2 treble crochets into this stitch. After this treble crochet, into the next stitch also you will be making an increase using a treble crochet. So make 2 treble crochets in the next stitch as well. And while you're making these stitches, you can hold the tail yarn under the stitches and hide them in the process. And if you do not want to do that, you can leave the tail yarn and stitch it in later also. So we are done with this increase using treble crochet for these 2 stitches. Now into the next 2 stitches we'll be making 1 double crochet each. So this is the first double crochet, followed by the second double crochet in the next stitch. Now we'll be making 2 half double crochets into the next 2 stitches. So this is the first half double crochet, followed by the next half double crochet. Now I'll be making 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. So the first single crochet followed by the second single crochet. Now into the last stitch we'll be making a slip stitch. So this is the end of round 1 and side number 2. So now we'll be starting with round number 2 and side number 1. So from this round onwards we'll be working only on the back loop of the stitches. So this is the back loop. So into the first back loop of the first stitch we will be making a slip stitch first. So make a slip stitch and then you can mark it so that we know that this is the first stitch of this side. So following this, the next 2 stitches will be single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each, and we'll be working on the back loop. So this is the second single crochet. Following this we'll be making 2 half double crochets. So and all this time we'll be working only in the back loop. So this is the first half double crochet, followed by the second half double crochet. One easy way of remembering for this particular round is that we'll be working on top of the same kind of stitch. So on top of a single crochet we will make a single crochet, on top of a half double crochet we'll make a half double crochet, and on top of a double crochet we'll make a double crochet. So we'll make the same type of stitch on top of the stitch of the previous round. So similarly for the treble crochet also, on top of the next 2 treble crochets we'll be making 2 treble crochet, that is 1 treble crochet on each. So this is the second treble crochet, followed by the third treble crochet on the third stitch, followed by the fourth treble crochet on the fourth stitch. So following the fourth treble crochet, into the next 2 stitches we'll be making a double crochets, so 1 double crochet on each. So 1 double crochet on the first stitch, 1 double crochet on the next stitch. Next we'll be making 2 half double crochet on the next 2 stitches, so 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Then we'll be making 2 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet on the next stitch. And finally on the last stitch we will be making 1 slip stitch. So remember that starting from this second round, we'll be working only on the back loops. So here this side 1 of round 2 is done. So we will now work on the second side of this round number 2. So here too we'll be working only on the back loop. So into the first stitch, into the back loop of the first stitch, we will start off by making a slip stitch. Here too the pattern is same. Like what we did for side 1, it is exactly the same pattern. You can mark the first stitch, that is a slip stitch for the side 2, so that we know this is the first stitch of this side. So following this we have 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. So after that we'll have 2 half double crochets into the next 2 stitches. Following this we have 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches, so 1 double crochet in each. And after that we have 4 treble crochet in the next 4 stitches, that is 1 treble crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So this is the first treble crochet, followed by the second treble crochet, followed by the third treble crochet, and followed by the fourth treble crochet. After this we'll be making 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So like I said, it is easy to identify which stitch you should be making on top of the next stitch. That is, if the next stitch is a double crochet, so we'll be making a double crochet on top of it. So here this next second double crochet. Following this you'll be making 2 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is the first half double crochet, followed by the second half double crochet. Now make 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. So the first single crochet, followed by the second single crochet, and into the last stitch you will be making a slip stitch. So this is the end of side 2 of round number 2. So we are done with our second round, and we are done with both the sides. Now round number 3 we'll be starting. We have already marked it, so it is easy for us to identify. So here too we'll be working only on the back loop. So first we are going to make a slip stitch into the very first stitch, and after making the slip stitch you can mark it back again so that we know that this is the first stitch of this side. And after you have marked the slip stitch, you're going to chain 1. So chain 1, and now into the next stitch, that is the back loop of the next stitch, make first 1 half double crochet, and into the same stitch make 1 double crochet. So make a double crochet into the same stitch. Now into the next 7 sets you'll be making first 1 increase, that for a treble crochet, that means into the next stitch you'll be making 2 treble crochets. So you're making an increase here, so making 2 treble crochet into the next stitch, followed by 1 treble crochet into the next stitch. So we will be repeating this sets of 1 increase and 1 treble crochet a total of 7 times. So that is 7 to the 14. So over the next 14 stitches you will be making first an increase of a treble crochet, followed by a single treble crochet into the next. So this is an increase, as you can see. So make 2 treble crochet into the same stitch, followed by 1 treble crochet into the next stitch. So make one treble crochet. So this is our second set, and now start the third set. So make two treble crochets into the next stitch, make two treble crochets into the next stitch, followed by one treble crochet into the next. So this is our third set. So similarly we will be making 7 sets of an increase and a treble crochet. So this is an increase, this is our fourth set. So continue this until you have worked on top of the next 14 stitches and you have made 7 sets of an increase using a treble crochet followed by a treble crochet. So you'll use up a total of 14 stitches, and once you are done with the 7 sets alternating between increase and a treble crochet, then next you will be making one double crochet. So this is the last treble crochet of the set. After this you'll be making into the next stitch a double crochet, and into the very same stitch you will make a half double crochet. Now you're going to chain one after this, and then you're going to make a slip stitch into the last stitch. So all these stitches, that when I'm mentioning stitch, I'm meaning that working on the back loop only. So this is our round 3's first side. Now I'll work on the second side, which will be exactly the same that we did for the first side. So we will remove the marker so that we know that this is the starting stitch. You'll start off with a slip stitch, and then you can mark it back, and you need to chain one now, which I have forgotten to do it here, but do make a chain one because it will give a little bit of difference in the shape. Following this, make a half double crochet and a double crochet into the next stitch. Now again we'll be making into the next 14 stitches. We'll be alternating between increase using a treble crochet followed by a treble crochet. So this is the increase, so you're making 2 treble crochets into the same stitch, and into the next one you will make just 1 treble crochet. So like this we will have to make 7 sets. So this is our first set. Now this is the second set. So first we're doing the increase, so make 2 treble crochets into the same stitch. Following this, into the next stitch make just 1 treble crochet. So this is the second set. So similarly you will be repeating this pattern for the next 14 stitches. So just alternate between 2 treble crochets in one stitch and 1 treble crochet in the next stitch. So you'll use up 14 stitches and you should have 7 sets of an increase and a treble crochet. So once you are done with all the treble crochets, and at last when you are left with only 2 stitches towards the end, then your stitch will change. So you can just continue making this till you have 2 stitches left. So here this is the second last stitch and we are making a double crochet first. Next we are making a half double crochet, and after this you have to chain one, which I have forgotten again. So yeah, I did it this time, sorry. So chain one and now slip stitch. So once you're done with the slip stitch, you can just pull this tail yarn out and pull it tightly so that it forms a knot, And now you'll be stitching in this tail yarn. You can leave a longer tail yarn and use a needle to stitch in it into the back side of some of the existing stitches, or you can also use a smaller crochet hook like I am doing it here. And using the smaller crochet hook, you can pull the tail yarn through few of the existing stitches, and once you feel that the tail yarn is secure enough, you can trim it off. What you can also do is, once you have pulled it through few of the stitches, after trimming off, you can apply a dab of glue so that the tail yarn does not come off later on. So here, as you can see, I have just pulled it through a few of the stitches and then trimmed off the excess. So here the pumpkin is ready. We're going to now add the stem and the vine. So to make a stem, first we're going to take a green yarn and make a slip knot, and this slip knot we are going to pull it through um, the center part, or you can say uh, the dent section. So here you know that we ended with the last slip stitch, so through that last slip stitch we'll be pulling this slip knot. So pull the slip knot through the last slip stitch of the round, and now we are going to chain 7. So this chain 7 is for the stem. So chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5, chain 6, and chain 7. Now on the second stitch from the hook, make one single crochet. Into the next stitch again make one more single crochet, so we made 2 single crochet. Now into the third stitch we are going to make a increase for a single crochet, so make 2 single crochets into this third stitch. So the reason we are doing this is to give a little bit of a bend to the stem area here. So into the next 3 remaining stitches, just make 1 single crochet in each. So you can see that because we made that increase, the stem curves a bit, and after that remove the marker, and into this next slip stitch we are going to insert our hook and slip stitch our stem as well. So here the stem is connected. Now we want to add a leaf here, so for that we're going to first chain 6 so that the leaf has a small stem, and at the end of the stem we have the leaf. So after the chain 6, into the next second stitch from the hook, first we're going to make 1 single crochet, then we'll be making 1 half double crochet, so this is into the same stitch. Following this we're going to do a chain of 2 followed by 1 more half double crochet into the same stitch, then we're going to make 1 double crochet, and then we're going to make a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, insert through the stitch and pull through 2 loops at a time. Do this for 3 times. So after the first treble crochet, chain 2 and make another treble crochet into the same stitch, and following this we'll be making 1 double crochet again into the same stitch, followed by after the double crochet make a half double crochet, then make a chain of 2 and make another half double crochet, and then make a single crochet into the same stitch, and then make a slip stitch into the same stitch. So all the stitches will be working in just one single stitch. So here, as you can see, here the leaf is formed. This looks like a pumpkin leaf, and now we'll be slip stitching over the remaining 4 stitches of the chain. So the first slip stitch, the second slip stitch, the third slip stitch, and the fourth slip stitch. So after the fourth slip stitch you can just pull the yarn tight, and this will form a knot, and you can trim off the excess. And now using a needle you can stitch in the tail yarn. So I'm using a needle here and I am just trying to stitch into the first slip stitch so that the front part has a nice finish. So just insert into the starting stitch, and you can hide the stale yarn on the back side of the coaster. So on the back side, using the needle, stitch into few of the existing stitches. Make sure to stitch over only the green stitches. So just pass it through few of the green stitches. And here too, once you're done stitching in the tail yarn, you can dab a bit of hot glue or fabric glue or hot glue, so that the yarn does not come off later. So here we're done trimming off, and you can block this coaster using a fabric stiffener. and and this two coasters I've made with two different yarn, one acrylic and one milk cotton yarn, so that's why the difference in the shape. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If so, do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications, and give me a thumbs up, guys, and do share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.